Welcome back to Movie On. Today I'm going to explain the movie called The Bad Batch from 2016. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care, and I hope you enjoy it. At the beginning of this movie, we found out that there is no right for the criminals to live in this society, so the government made a prison for the criminals. The prison was in a desert area. People who committed crimes were given a name, the Bad Batch. They were also given a specific number for their identification. There were two groups in that area. One of them was the group of normal humans, and the other was the group of cannibals. Then we saw that two police officers brought a girl to this prison, and we found out that there were almost more than 5,000 people in that prison. There were walls of steel net so that they could not run away from there. The name of that girl was Arlen. She went ahead and found a signboard. The board says that beyond this fence is no longer the territory of America, which means if anything happens to someone, the American government will not be responsible for that. Arlen had a paper with her. Something was written on that paper. It said, "Find the dream, find the comfort." Actually, comfort was a place where the Bad Batchers lived. After walking for a while, Arlen found a broken car. Arlen got inside that car to have some rest, but she didn't know that someone was coming towards her. When she saw that someone was coming towards her, it was too late. They were cannibals, and they caught her. When she woke up, she was tied. Actually, two females had kidnapped her and took her here. Then one of the ladies came to Arlen with a saw in her hand, and she started to cut off her hand. She also cuts off a leg of hers to prepare lunch for them, because that was the group of cannibals. Since they couldn't find anything to eat in the desert, they became cannibals. On the other hand, the other group of people live in the comfort zone, and whoever comes to the desert, the cannibals catch them and turn them into food. These cannibals always kept themselves healthy and fit. They take good care of their health. They've caught so many people and made them their prisoners so that they can eat them. When the cannibals felt hungry, they went to the prisoners and cut off any body parts from them and ate it. And now Arlen had become one of their victims. She realized that she was about to be the food of these cannibals. If she wants to stay alive, then she'll have to run away from here. But it was so tough to run away, since her one hand and one leg was cut off, and she was tied with a metal chain. But Arlen had an idea. She put her waist all over her body. The next day, a cannibal lady came to check on Arlen, and she saw that Arlen was covered in her shit. After she saw this, she untied her and dragged Arlen with her to clean her. Then she went to bring water, and Arlen got a chance, and she hides a rod. When the lady was about to clean her, Arlen hit her with the rod, and she fell to the ground. And then she kept hitting her with the rod, and as a result, the cannibal lady died. After that, Arlen ran away from there by crawling. After some time, she found a skateboard. She used that skateboard to run away from there. Since the desert was so big, Arlen got so tired after running for a while. She was so thirsty and hungry, and as a result, she fainted. There was a man who lived alone, which means he was not from the comfort zone or from the cannibals. He was so old, and that's why he didn't become the food of the cannibals. This man put Arlen on his carriage and took her so far away from the cannibals and took her to the comfort zone. The man dropped her in front of the gate of the comfort zone and left. Then the story went ahead 5 months. Now Arlen had her own house and an artificial leg. The lifestyle of the people of comfort zone was so different. They had so many facilities, such as shops, medical facilities, and many more. In the next scene, we saw a cannibal lady. The head of this family was Miami Man. He lives with his wife and daughter. Miami Man was such a good painter. He was making sketches of his daughter. Miami Man went to the girl whom he made prisoner, and he killed her. He cut the body of that girl in pieces to make dinner. Then the family ate their dinner. The next day, we saw that Arlen was very upset since she did not have her hand and leg. She was so sad about it. She was missing her body parts as well. She was thinking that if her body was complete, she would look so beautiful, and she was so angry at the cannibals because of what they did to her. She put a gun to her prosthetic leg and started walking towards the cannibal group. There was another way to get out of comfort. She used that road to go to cannibals. Miami Man's wife was thinking about looking for stuff for their home, and that's why she went out with her daughter. They were looking for important stuff from the garbage yard, but Arlen saw them and went closer. When Arlen found out that they were cannibals, she decided to kill them. Miami Man's wife requested her to let them go because they did no harm to her, but Arlen didn't listen to her and told her, "I begged from cannibals like you to spare my life, but still they didn't show me any mercy. Instead, they cut off one of my hands. And Arlen shot her in the head, and she died. When she died, her daughter didn't understand anything about what just happened to her mom, and she was not saying anything. Arlen felt pity for that kid, and she decided not to kill that girl. She took that girl to the comfort area with her. The old man saw them while they were going to the comfort area. The girl liked a rabbit from the comfort area, and that's why Arlen bought that rabbit for her. Later on, Arlen took that girl to her house. It was about to get dark, but Miami's daughter still didn't return home, so he was worried about them. That's why he went to find them. He went to the garbage yard and saw that the crows were eating his wife's dead body, and his daughter was not there. He didn't know anything about her. Then suddenly, Miami saw that old man, and he was looking for something in the garbage. Miami showed him the sketch of his daughter and asked him if he saw her anywhere in the desert. But the man told him, "Okay, I will tell you where she is, but I have a condition. You have to make a sketch of myself." Since Miami had no other options, he made the sketch of that old man as well. Then the old man wrote something on his daughter's sketch. He wrote, "Find comfort," on the sketch, and pointed his finger towards the comfort area. At night, Arlen took that girl to a club with her. The richest man in the comfort area was there. His name was Dream. Everyone considered him as their hero, because he was the only supplier of drugs in the whole comfort area. Surprisingly, those drugs were like magical drugs. Whoever had those drugs would lose their mind into another world. His mind started working in another direction. He would feel as if he is dreaming, and that's why his name was Dream. Dream was the mayor of Comfort. In that party, Dream supplied drugs to everyone. Arlen took that drug. Meanwhile, Miami's daughter dropped her rabbit, and she went to pick it up. And just like that, the girl went so far from Arlen. That girl went to Dream, and then Dream took her with him. Arlen was looking for the girl, but she was so high from the drug. She felt like she was dreaming, and the surroundings around her looked so beautiful. Arlen stepped out of comfort area while looking for the girl. Arlen was out of her mind due to the effect of the drug. She didn't realize that Miami was standing beside her. The next morning when Arlen woke up, she saw that she was so far away from comfort, and Miami was standing beside her, and he had her prosthetic leg in his hand. And Arlen could not walk without it. Miami showed her the sketch of his daughter and asked her if she saw her, but Arlen lied to him and said, "No, I didn't see her anywhere." None of the cannibals had the permission to enter Comfort. If any of the cannibals came near the Comfort area, they shot them. And that's why Miami made a deal with Arlen. He told her, "I will leave you only if you find my daughter from Comfort Zone." He also warned her if she does not do it, he will find her and kill her. Arlen accepted the deal. Then they started walking towards Comfort area. In the next scene, we saw that they found a cannibal man. Then he made a deal with Miami that he will give him some fuel, but in exchange, he will have to cut off Arlen's leg and give it to him. The cannibal man also threatened Miami that he would kill him and then kidnap the girl. And that's why Miami agreed with him, and he gave Arlen to him in exchange for fuel. The man started walking with Arlen, but then Miami threw a knife towards him, and the knife hit the man, and he died right there. Miami took all of his stuff and cut off one hand of that man to eat. After that, both of them started riding for their destination, which was Comfort. But in the middle of the road, they got hit by a sandstorm, and they got covered with sand from each side. So they held their journey and stayed there for some time in a tent. It was dark after the storm ended, and that's why Miami took out that arm of that man to make dinner. Arlen asked him, "How did you become Bad Batchers?" He told her when he was 16 years old, he came to America by boat. Since I was an unauthorized person in America, I was sent here to this prison. Both of them had experienced great suffering, and that's why they became close with each other. But then someone shot him, and he got injured. A stranger came there and told Arlen to go with him. Then Arlen thought about whether she should stay with Miami or she should leave with the stranger. But at last, she decided to go with the stranger. That man was from Comfort area, and that's why she went to Comfort area with that man. But she was not feeling so well after coming back to Comfort. She was not happy here. She was remembering the time when Miami took care of her and saved her life. She was missing the time they spent together because she started to fall in love with him. And that's why she decided to go back to Miami and stay with him. Arlen went back to that place, but she couldn't find Miami there, and she found his sketchbook. She picked the sketchbook up and came back to Comfort. In the next scene, we saw that the old man was sitting alone in the desert. Then he noticed that there were so many crows far from him, and he realized that something was there. Then he went there. He saw that Miami was there, and he was unconscious. He helped him and fed him soup made from a crow, so that he can gain some energy. On the other side, Arlen was looking at Miami's sketchbook. There were so many different types of sketches. One of the sketches was his daughter's. Arlen decided to find the girl at any cost. She took that sketch of the girl and asked everyone in comfort if they saw her. But no one knew anything about that girl. Arlen was so tired, so she sat down. Then she saw that some woman came out from Dream's house, and one of those women had Miami's daughter with her. Here we found out that Dream adopted Miami's daughter, since he had no children. And finally, Arlen found out where she was, but she thought that she could never bring her back, since Dream was so powerful, and he had all the authority, and he would never let this happen. But then she found an idea, and she went to Dream's palace. Many women were making drugs inside the palace. Dream came there and told them he's so successful today because of these drugs. Arlen told him, "I want to work here," and Dream gave her the job. Then a woman took her to the room. Arlen went to the washroom and took out the gun from her prosthetic leg. She pointed the gun towards her and went to Dream. She told Dream that if he let go of the girl, she would spare the life of that woman. Since that woman was the wife of Dream, he had to listen to her. Arlen, the woman, and the girl got out of here in a carriage. After leaving the comfort area, Arlen let the woman go. And then Arlen and the girl started driving towards the desert. They found Miami on the road. He got so much better because of that old man. Arlen told that girl to go to her father, and she requested Miami to take her with him as well. Miami told her this is impossible. He tried so much to convince her and told her that if you live with the cannibals, they will eat you alive, and you'll become the food of the cannibals one day. That's why it would be better for you to go back to your group. But Arlen said no, I will never go back. She told him, I don't care if you're a cannibal, I just want to stay with you because I love you. Miami's daughter told him that I'm hungry and I want noodles instead of meat. Since they had no noodles in the desert, Miami killed her rabbit and fed that to her. They started living their life so happily. To watch more explanations of these kinds of movies, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, I will say, stay safe, stay well, thanks.